What's going on this week in Nerf?
Welcome to This Week in Nerf, your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. I'm Adriana, and this week we have a ton of blasters that we know are coming out in August. And I'm really excited to talk about that, but first, some community news. This is the IO pistol from Wubs Games. Get it? IO? It's like a moon of Jupiter, because it's a similar blaster. Anyway, it's a tiny, tiny flywheel rival blaster, and I think it's a little bit funny that he claims 10 rounds per second, because there is no pusher system. It just fires as fast as the mag spring can make the balls go, because the trigger pushes directly on the retention of the mag, and then it just immediately into the flywheels and shoots right out. That's probably way over 10 rounds per second. I'm not really a fan of the exposed motors and stuff, but he is working on a cover. It's got a dual stage trigger, which some people like, but you have to be very careful not to pull it too quickly, or you could potentially jam some things. This is posted on Thingiverse and GitHub and requires almost no hardware to assemble. So if you just want to dump rounds as fast as possible on a budget, that's the blaster for you. 2020 has seen a dizzying amount of cancellations and postponements, but for months it seemed like nothing could stop Jared Gwines from hosting Jared's Epic Nerf Battle 5 in 2020. In March it was postponed to August, but as the date continued to approach, the pandemic did not improve. This week Jared announced that the event would be postponed to March 20th, 2021. And strangely, the date for JENB 6 was announced for the same day. JENB 5 will be in the afternoon, and then JENB 6 will be later that night. Separate tickets will be required for both events, and those who have any concerns or issues with the postponement can email him at issues@jenb5.com. But he was quick to point out that the event advertised there are no refunds. Utter Travesty posted a couple of interesting name leaks on Amazon. First up, we have the SMG-L, which is the submachine gun legendary. It's a yellow version of the previous Fortnite SMG that's been released, and that's going to be 35 pounds, releasing August 1st. Then there's the Ultra Pharaoh. That's possibly a code name, or it could possibly be a new blaster. There was one other in the Ultra line that had a weird name that wasn't a number, and there's been others that we thought had weird names, and they turned out to just be a code name. So we'll end up seeing probably not too far in the future. That's going to be on Amazon for €57 on October 1st. And then he showed us the Halo Bulldog. There's no current in-game weapons called that, as far as I can tell anyway. So I'm hoping that that's a code name, otherwise it could get a little bit confusing with the Mega Bulldog. That's going to be €23, and there's no release date at this time. Then there's a couple of micro shots coming out for the Overwatch line. Both Mercy and Anna are now confirmed. They're both going to be 8 pounds, and again, no release date was listed on Amazon at this time. And then there's the Ultra 3. There's no price or release date here, but there are much, much better photos than before. We previously speculated that there could be 2 followers, allowing for true shotgun function, but we were mistaken, as clearly illustrated by these photos, which are so much better than the one we had before. So it's only 1 dart at a time. That's probably the most important takeaway from this. Also, the description in the listing confirms that the internal mag holds 8 darts. And also there are only 8 included with the blaster. Buff Daddy was at his local Walmart and noticed the shelving being reorganized with some interesting blaster names on the price tags. The actual blasters were not in the store yet, but an employee said they were expected to be there in about 5 weeks. So let's go through the price tags that he saw and see what we can look forward to in early August. First up is the Ultra 5 for $19.88. And as a reminder, that one's like an Ultra Magnus. It's got a 4-dart internal clip with a top prime and a weird handguard thing. And then there's the Mega Moto Strike for $37.88. This is a mag-fed flywheel Mega Blaster. It's got a 10-dart magazine. I'm so excited for it. It looks like a Rapid Strike, but it is semi-auto. For now, I'm sure that we can fix that real quick. And then the rival Saturn for $39.88. This one was a mystery for a while, but now we have actual photo confirmation of what it looks like. The blaster drawing from last week is actually the Saturn. It holds 10 rounds that you breach on the top, and the previous press release claimed that it is the longest rival blaster. It's coming in at 81 centimeters, which is 32 inches, which is really, really close to a Caliburn in length. That's pretty long, actually. It's going to come with this weird reactive target, but it's a little hard to tell how that actually is going to work from this photo. It is double the price of a takedown for 2 more balls of capacity and a lot more plastic. And you might be asking yourself, is that worth it? Well, for me, yeah. For casual games, I don't really care about efficiency or max capacity or anything like that. I care about a satisfying feel and a cool look. It's got the cool look, check. If that prime feels nice, that blaster will be an instant buy for me. Unfortunately for Chinese Nerfers, the blaster is almost twice as expensive as it is in the US. That seems like a lot of money. Sorry, guys. There's also some Fortnite blasters on the shelves. First up is the Fortnite DG, and that's going to be $29.97. According to an Amazon leak, this is the Fortnite drum gun. It'll have a 15-dart rotating drum and be pump action with slam fire. Slam fire is awesome. It is more expensive and has less capacity than the Villainator, which I'll talk about in just a little bit. Then we have the Fortnite SR, and that's going for $19.97. The SR stands for Scoped Revolver, not Sniper Rifle, and we've already seen this one at Toy Fair. I absolutely love the cartoon look of it, but it's important to remember that it's not actually a revolver. It has 4 barrels in the front and is just a front-loaded blaster. It does have Hammer Prime though, and Hammer Prime is pretty cool. Then there's the Fortnite BASR going for $38.88. That's a bolt-action sniper rifle, and that's already been released in Asia, so you can check out episode 73 for more information on that one. There's also some Elite 2.0 blasters coming on the shelves. The Turbine is in this first wave of releases at $39.88. That's the reimagined Rapid Strike that we showed last week, and I feel like it's important to note that full auto hasn't actually been confirmed. A previous description of the blaster said, fires darts quickly, which doesn't necessarily mean full auto. I just hope that it does. Then there's the Elite 2.0 Warden, and that'll be $19.88. That's the reimagined rough cut that's also been discussed in last week's episode. Pump action, 8 dart capacity, 2 darts at a time, just like a rough cut, so it can't be bad. Then there's the Elite 2.0 Shockwave for $24.88. There haven't been any images for this one just yet, but it will be a pump action 15 dart rotating drum with slam fire. And we'll get to see what that looks like in early August, I guess. But Hasbro's not the only one getting new blasters on the shelves. This is the Adventure Force Springfire from Busby coming in at $3.97. That is super duper cheap. It's a 4-dart manually rotated turret blaster, and it's got a clear plunger tube, which is kind of neat. Then there's the Adventure Force Battle Blazer for $9.97, also from Busby. This is a pistol with a 12-dart chain, pretty darn cool, and it's got a slide prime on top. Then there's the Adventure Force Rebel Mech for $24.88. This is another Busby design from Toy Fair. It's a full auto flywheel blaster with a 30-dart drum. A blaster that's full auto comes with a 30-dart drum for $24.88. That's awesome. It claims 2.5 darts per second, and I think this price is worth it for just the drum, honestly. Then there's the Adventure Force Villainator. It's $19.97 and was teased by Dart Zone earlier this week. It's got pump action with slam fire, a 40-round drum that's so much capacity, nearly triple the capacity of the DG from earlier, the Fortnite blaster, and this one's $10 less. The drum is removable, so is the stock, and Drac already got a review sample, and you can just see the pure joy on his face when he's slam firing. It also gets high 80s out of the box. The general just construction of Dart Zone blasters seems to be improving, and I'm just so impressed with everything that they've been putting out lately. I'm starting to like Dart Zone a lot more than Hasbro. And then there's the Adventure Force Nexus Pro for $49.72. And this is another Dart Zone offering, and we haven't seen this name since episode 58. We saw the name at the trademark office and nothing since. Now, Drac has a theory that the Nexus Pro is this blaster drawing. I am hoping that that is true, because the idea of a hobby-grade blaster that takes half darts on the shelf at Walmart for $50 is a little bit crazy. I know the word pro being in the name is super enticing, especially associated with the Dart Zone brand, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's in the same Dart Zone Pro line. I hope that Drac is right and I am wrong, but we'll have to find out in August. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And now it's time for the mod of the week, and this week it goes to Philip Crofts, who posted in Printed Blaster Rehab Group. This is a red, white, and blue knockout with a Tech 10 conversion kit. And this print is really, really cool. I'm not sure if it's printed in resin or if he did just an excellent job smoothing out all the layer lines so it doesn't actually look like it's printed. It's so incredibly smooth. And the paintwork is amazing too. All of the colors fade really, really nicely into each other. I'm not crazy about these knockout modifications most of the time, just because it's still so many operations to use the blaster. But with the little priming handle, this one looks easier to use than most of them. The text looks really, really crisp, and the paint is just really clean. It's a nice, simple, clean blaster, and I really like that. And if you think the kit is really cool, I have the link to the Thingiverse for that in the description as well. Thanks so much for sharing. It looks really, really good. And I guess timely. Happy 4th of July. And that's all the news I have for this week. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, the links to everything that I talked about are in the description, and there will probably be a Nerf Digest issue out later, so you can click on that later if you would like. How about you leave me a comment about what August drop are you most looking forward to? I'm between the Moto Strike and the Nexus Pro. One I know is going to be super cool, and the other one is such a mystery that it's just exciting to be a mystery. Either way, it'll be good. I'm excited. It'll be a good year.